Today, we'll talk about something that has the potential to change everything in an instant, and officials are warning about it. There have been numerous warnings about this, and it is extremely serious. We'll discuss how serious this can be. According to congressional reports, this event has the potential to wipe out more than 90% of the American population. It's frightening though, and there aren't many things you can do to stop it. The FBI has recently issued a warning about cyber attacks on farm co-ops, and they have revealed that some massive cyber attacks have occurred in the last month or two. They claim that these are coordinated cyber attacks aimed at destroying our agriculture and destroying planting and processing, because if you hit right when the grain is being planted, it will not be planted on time. It's not going to work if you hit right when the meat is being processed and it doesn't get refrigerated right away. It's going to go bad. So these attacks are timed, and they revealed that a multi-state attack on a grain facility that supplies grain to thousands of farms in America occurred in March 2022. 5 U.S. energy companies were also targeted and had their analytics scanned. Someone recently infiltrated their system only a few months ago. Major U.S. energy firms who claimed it had an impact on defense firms. 18 different major corporations have had their infrastructure compromised, and the hackers now know exactly where to go. So that's just a cyber attack, and there's something even worse that could wipe out 90% of the population. And a cyber attack is almost the same as this now, because everything is connected to the internet. Everything is vulnerable, and it's one of those things where it's difficult to pinpoint who is doing it. As a result, an imp is essentially a cyber attack on all electronics. It's essentially a nuclear blast detonated in the atmosphere above North America, and it would effectively destroy all electronic communication for the country and the continent. I've read articles claiming that imp would be preceded by a nuclear strike, because how else would a nuclear strike be launched? You must turn off all communications and radar satellites. Our satellites would almost certainly be destroyed by then, but an imp would change everyone's life in an instant. It's most likely the end, guys. I hate to say it, but it's going to be extremely difficult to recover from something like that. What would you do if everything was shut down overnight? Can you cultivate food? Have you begun? I've been telling you to get started by planting something. It's so simple. Plants are just out there growing in the ground in the desert, as if you can grow stuff too. A wood stove will also provide you with heat, which is essential in the winter. We're not thinking in terms of a true SHTF scenario. There will be no heat, no electricity, and no deliveries. It will be difficult to imagine because our world has been nowhere near that for at least a century. What if North Korea was just a pawn used to launch an imp? Because then we're at a loss for what to do. We simply attack North Korea, and then American infrastructure is completely destroyed. This is a good scenario because North Korea is essentially China's puppet, and it would be the ideal puppet state to use to launch an attack without worrying about the consequences, because they have plausible deniability. They're warning about it, but they're not concerned. This is the direction we're taking. I know this sounds dystopian, and this could never happen in America, but guys, we are already living in a true dystopia. Look around, the culture has been hijacked, the country has been hijacked, our military has been overrun and taken over by this agenda. It is no longer ours. It's as if America is the plane and we're all on board, and someone is flying at us right now. Someone else is flying it, and they are not on our side. That's how it feels right now. Last year, the colonial pipeline was hacked and shut down for weeks, making it difficult to get gas in the southeast and certain rural areas. The majority of cities were fine, but in some rural areas, you had to drive an hour just to find a gas station that had gas, and there was no response. Hey buddy, knock it off, and don't do that again. So that's not very reassuring. So, what are your thoughts on this? Are they trying to warn us? What's going to happen? And are you prepared for that? For more such informative videos, subscribe to our channel and like the video. See you in the next video.